come with an offer to strengthen Rohan.
Hera, daughter of Helm, I, Wolf, seek your hand in marriage.
You will live to regret this, old man.
The boy I knew would never wish for war.
The boy you knew is gone.
Fire!
There's so many of them. I pledge to fight for my king.
Women put in so much work into their heart and soul into their work, yet they go frequently unrecognized for their contributions. Have you ever had that or a situation of that statue happen in your life, and how did you overcome that?
I think what a question. I mean, Brian Cox said it today in a Q&A. He said it's a very prophetic film. I think most women have been in situations where they've been doubted or they've been told they can't do something. I think with this film, what I love is Hera's tenacity teaches Helm so much, and it teaches him to listen and it teaches him to trust. And I think we could all do with a bit more of that, with a bit more listening, a bit more patience, and a bit more compassion.
I think there's been moments that I can definitely relate to where, you know, there was just an assumption that it was never going to be me, you know, because I was a woman. I have certainly come across that, you know, whether it was just not a consideration.
My pride.
Mr. Lawrence, how did it feel to play this character that is devoted to a family that you love deeply, yet you find yourself excluded, all while managing to let go of any hate or resentment harboring in your heart towards them? And right. Has that ever happened in your real life? And how did you navigate? How did you navigate away from those negative feelings?
Well, before I answer your question, let me just say these are fantastic questions. So we really appreciate that. So the thing about Freyalf is exactly right. How does my thing reading the script and trying to understand him was like, how does a man stay true to himself, remain optimistic, remain steadfast and sure in his ways and calm when you've been basically excluded from your family and doing right by the people you love? Like, how does one stay in control of themselves, their emotions in that time? Because I personally couldn't relate. I think of myself as quite, you know, if things like that happen to me, I get quite hot-headed. I can get quite angry. And so I was grateful for, there's so many reasons for being grateful for being a part of this, but there was something about channeling Freyalf that's left me feeling quite inspired by the guy.
Yeah.
That he still stays calm under that kind of pressure. It must be such a painful situation to be in, where the people you love, you can no longer do anything for them, or so you think. But he clings onto the hope that he still can have a part to play in this. Looking out from the cliffs of Dunharrow, like, there will come a time, and his faith is, in the end, somewhat rewarded, and he'll get his time to do right by his people in the end.
In this film, you beautifully put it together of the hard work that women put into, and then sometimes it's overlooked, but at the very end, they understand that it was because of this woman that all of this worked out in the end.
Yeah. But that's what, you know, the film starts at that place, and Eowyn says, and it was a deliberate choice that we had to say, she says, in the voiceover, she says, by her hand many great deeds were done, but do not look for tales of her in the old songs. There are
so powerful. That was so powerful. I rewinded it just to hear it again, and I was like, oh my gosh, how many women have contributed so much to our world, but we'll never read about it.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm glad you did that. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
What was it like seeing the final product of all the work that you put into, and then to finally see it?
Well, it's a great film. It truly is a great film. Kenji is a genius. There's no question about it. And the man is a genius, and he's realized this world brilliantly. I mean, I couldn't hope for a better realization.
I came to anime pretty much knowing nothing about making anime. You know, I was a fan, obviously, but the shots started to come in, and every time they came in, they were all way more beautiful than I imagined they would ever be, and how much atmosphere they could carry You know, like, it's quite moody. You know that shot of Wolf as he's riding away and you hear the voiceover and he's riding and disappears
Yes.
in the rain. So, you know, kind of evocative, right?
It was the little things that really made it bigger, if that makes sense.
Oh no, that's a perfect. I'm gonna steal that line.
Yes.
I make a mental note. If you hear me say it, just know that I openly stole it.
You think I am afraid of you?
You should be.